Hey everyone, and welcome to Joys of Code. If you're someone who absolutely loves tech, the logic, the problem solving, just the beauty of a really well-made system, but you're also kind of curious about how that tech actually connects with the people who use it, then you're in the right place. Today, we are decoding a role that's right at that intersection, the IT Technical Salesperson Apprenticeship. So, picture this. You've spent weeks, maybe months on a project. You've wrestled with bugs, you've refactored, you've optimized everything. The code is clean, the architecture is solid, and you've finally deployed it. That's an amazing feeling, right? But what happens next? How does that brilliant piece of software actually get into the hands of a business that needs it? How does a CIO figure out that your new app is the exact thing they need to grow their company? Well, that's the next chapter, and it's where a whole different kind of tech pro steps in. And that pro is the IT technical salesperson. Now, I want you to just forget any old stereotype of a pushy salesperson. A much, much better way to think about this role is as a tech translator. Their whole job is to be a bridge. On one side of the bridge, you've got all this powerful, complex tech, microservices, cloud platforms, security protocols. And on the other side, you have a business leader who has a real problem, like we're losing customers or our supply chain is a mess. The tech translator is the one who can listen to that business problem and then explain in simple, clear terms how all that complex tech is the perfect solution. They literally translate the language of code into the language of business results. This slide just breaks it down perfectly. You've got the coder on one side, the builder. Their world is all about how efficient the code is, how logical the system is. They build the thing. Then, on the other side, you have the tech translator. They don't build the thing, but they understand exactly how it works and, more importantly, why it's so valuable. Their focus isn't on the how, it's on the what's in it for the customer. They speak in business benefits, things like saving money, boosting productivity, getting ahead of the competition. It's a perfect partnership, really. One person builds the solution, and the other explains its value to the world. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to dive into the modern tech skill set you'll need. Then we'll walk through what we're calling the final assessment gauntlet. Sounds intense, but I'll break it down for you. And finally, we'll look at your career launchpad, where this whole journey can take you. All right, let's jump right in. The modern tech skill set. If you've ever built a PC or geeked out over the specs of a new phone, you'll get this. Think of this next part as the official spec sheet for a tech translator. All the core components and features you'll have by the end. So this role isn't just one thing. It's really a blend of 3 different worlds coming together. You've got your hard technical knowledge, which is the foundation. Then you've got your customer skills, which is all about communication. And finally, you have professional habits, which is kind of the glue that holds it all together. To be great at this, you've got to be solid in all 3. Let's dig into each one. First up, the tech skills. This is your home turf. We're talking about a real practical understanding of this stuff. You'll need to know the difference between, say, infrastructure as a service and software as a service, and be able to tell a client which cloud model actually makes sense for them. You'll need to get data storage, like why a client might need a SQL database over a NoSQL one. You'll even get into unified communications, which is just a fancy term for how things like video, voice, and messaging all work together for a business. And most importantly, you'll become the absolute expert on your own company's products. You have to know them inside and out. Okay, now for the second piece of the puzzle, customer and sales skills. And let me be super clear. This is not about being pushy. It's about being a problem solver. It's about listening when a customer says, our reports are too slow, and then asking questions to find out what that really means for their business. How much time is that costing you? Or what could your team do if they got that time back? It's being able to explain a complex solution in a way that makes total sense to a non-technical person. And it's about building trust, so you become the person they call for advice. And finally, we have professional behaviors. This is like the operating system that runs in the background. It's about taking that logical, step-by-step thinking that makes you a coder and applying it to business problems. Are you organized? Do you take the initiative to learn new things? Can you work well with your own engineering team to get answers for a customer? It's all about being reliable. The person everyone, both customers and coworkers, knows they can count. This quote right here, this is the entire job in a nutshell. It's all about that translation. So instead of saying, our software uses a distributed database, you say, this means your system won't crash during your busiest time of the year. See the difference? You're not selling a feature, you're selling peace of mind. You're selling growth. That's the whole game. Okay, so you've been learning all these skills on the job. How do you actually prove you've mastered them? Well, welcome to the final assessment gauntlet. For any of you from a software background, the best way to think of this is like your own professional user acceptance test, or UAT. It's that final check to make sure you're ready to go live in the real world. This whole process takes at least a year, and that's a year of hands-on, on-the-job training working with real clients on real problems. At the end of that 12-month period, you'll do something called the Endpoint Assessment, or EPA. The main thing to remember is that this isn't some surprise test. It's all planned out to give you the chance to really show off everything you've learned. The EPA itself is made up of 4 parts, which makes it way less intimidating. First is your summative portfolio. Think of this as your greatest hits album. It's where you collect all the evidence of your best work, like presentations you gave or solutions you designed. Second, a synoptic project. This is a practical 3-day challenge where they give you a business problem and you have to solve it. Third, you'll get a reference from your boss. And finally, you'll have an interview with an assessor to talk through your portfolio and your project. Now, what's really interesting is how you're graded. They look at the what, the final result. Did you come up with a good solution? But they also look really closely at the how, the process you used to get there. Were you organized? Did you think logically? This is also where they check out your people skills, proving that how you get things done is just as important as what you get done. And once everything's graded, you'll get one of 3 outcomes: pass, merit, or distinction. So it's not just a simple pass or fail. You actually have the chance to be recognized for doing exceptional work. So you've put in the time, you've passed the assessment. What happens now? Well, this brings us to the most exciting part, your tech career launchpad. Let's look at what doors are now open to you. The great thing about this qualification is that it doesn't lock you into just one path. If you love the really deep technical problem solving, you could become a sales engineer. If you're more into building long-term relationships, a junior account manager role could be a perfect fit. And because you have this proven mix of tech and people skills, other paths open up too, like consulting, technical retail, or even customer support. You're building a foundation that can take you in a bunch of different directions. And if there's one number I want you to take away from all this, it's this one: 12. In just 12 months, you can go from having a passion for tech to having a formal qualification, a full year of real-world experience, and a ticket into a brand new career. That is an incredibly fast and focused way to get started in the tech industry. And it's also really important to know that this isn't just some piece of paper your company gives you. This is a Level 3 apprenticeship, which is a nationally recognized qualification. When you complete it, you're eligible to be on the Register of IT Technicians. That's a professional designation that basically tells any future employer, yep, this person knows their stuff. So, we'll end with this question. If you love technology, not just for the sake of technology, but for what it can actually do for people and businesses, this could be an amazing path for you. So, the real question is, are you ready to be a translator? Are you ready to take that passion you have for tech and turn it into real, measurable business impact?